Welcome back. In this video, we'll show you how to make a map. Start by tapping on the Hazzah button and then the Maps button from the pull-down menu. This will load the map creator interface. We want to make a new map, so let's go ahead and click on the green arrow. Let's go ahead and select the medium map for this video. This will load the map interface, and the first thing we need to do is go ahead and give our map a name. We'll call this one Maptopia. Next, we want a description. Although not required, the description will help you later on sort when you have many maps to look through. So I'll just type my first map. Now, before we get started, I want to show you a couple of things here. The way you move around is you can pan with two fingers, two-finger tilt, and to zoom, it's just like you would when viewing photos. You pinch to zoom in and pinch to zoom out. So you can rotate and zoom at any time. Now let's look at the player positions. This button here is actually the controls the player starting positions. So we're going to go ahead and tap and drag, and this is where your players will spawn in when they load the game. So we'll put everybody back here on this edge of the map, and again it's just tapping and dragging and then releasing. Now notice you can place these tiles anywhere you want. I'm just putting them all together for the sake of convenience. Okay, now let's go back to the interface and select our ground. So whatever you select here is going to cover the entire map. Notice that you have many different tiles to choose from, including some pre-made lakes, pits, and other things. I'll let you experiment with those. For our purposes, we're just going to choose a pretty standard looking ground. Now, I chose this stone tile ground because it's a pretty good contrast and it shows up well on video. You of course can choose whatever you want when you're designing your own maps. Next, we'll add walls. So we tap the walls and columns, and I'm going to scroll all the way over until I see a wall that I like and I'm going to use. As you can see, there's many different things to choose from, many different styles, and we'll just go ahead and use wall 01, pretty standard wall. Now what you want to do is tap on the tile edge to place the actual wall. Notice that as I continue to tap across, the selection options of decline or accept appear. As long as I don't select any of those buttons, I can keep adding wall units. And I'm going pretty quickly through this, and you can see it's not exactly a straight wall, but that's okay. We can go back and delete individual pieces later. And this is like everything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Also note that you can zoom in to make placing walls easier for you. Okay, and I'm rotating each time to just give me the edge that I want. Zoomed in a little bit here, notice it's a lot more accurate when I do that. So the closer you get, usually the easier it is to place the wall tiles. And I'll just go all the way around and basically make a very rough rectangle. And again, we can delete individual sections later. Okay, the other thing I want to do is show you the 2D view. So if you double tap on the screen at any time, you can zoom out to a 2D view. Here you can also zoom in and out, and it'll keep everything two-dimensional. Now you can double tap again to go back to 3D view, and what we want to do is delete some of these walls that we had. So what you do is basically tap and hold where the wall is and click a little skull icon to delete that specific wall unit. Okay, so I'm just going to go across here, take out a few of these guys, just clean the map up a little bit. And again, it's just tap and hold on what you want to delete and then release. Okay, so we'll pan around and just look and make sure everything is the way we want it. And again, that's the two-finger kind of twirling motion. One finger stays still, the other one spins. Now let's go ahead and add a door. So I'll select this double door here, and I'll place it right in front. And I'm pretty good with that, so I'll accept it. And then I noticed there was an extra gap, so let me just pick another wall type just to show you how you can have dissimilar walls next to each other. It may be hard to tell in the video here, but it does look a little bit different, and obviously there are even more different looking walls that you can choose. So we'll go ahead and close off these other two gaps in the back there and tap accept. And there we go. It's a very crude rectangle with a door. Now let's add some trees. So trees work the same way as walls, except that you place them individually one at a time. So I'm going to put this one here on the right, and I'll accept and leave it there, and we can rotate around and look later at how it looks in 3D. So it's important to know all these objects are three-dimensional objects. So as you pan around, you can see the different angles that they have. Let's go ahead and place another tree, just for variety, really. And again, you can always use a grass field or different tile sets so it looks more realistic. This is just so it shows up well in this video. Okay, let's go ahead and place a chair. And notice that the chair is kind of facing the wrong way. So what we'll do is we'll tap and hold and use this rotate tool to spin the chair around and face the way we want, in this case facing the door. Okay, next we'll place a dais, or I guess that's how you say it, dais. We'll go ahead and take that and place it. And this works just like the chair. Wherever you tap, it's going to land. So you can move it around, and when you get it to where you want, just tap on accept, and you're good to go. So this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but there's a chair and a dais right next to it. Zoom out to the 2D view. Again, you can see a bird's eye view of the entire map. Okay, now let's go ahead and fill in the interior tiles with a different pattern. So what we want to do is actually paint on the tiles. So go ahead and tap paint. We certainly want to fill the map. And what you do now is basically as you drag your finger, it's actually replacing the tiles with the ones that you're selecting now. And notice how it keeps obviously the chair and the dais, above ground, and the tiles are rendered below them. So when you have everything the way you want it, go ahead and tap done. We'll double tap to go back to 2D view, and as you can see here, everything is as it should be. Okay, next we'll actually show you some of the dynamic lighting effects. So here, this slider controls the time of day, and it has a number that represents the hour, and you can slide it back and forth and basically turn the map into day or night. Helpful for gaming sessions when you want to simulate low light or low visibility. Congratulations, you've made your first map. Go ahead and tap back to go out to the menu screen, and notice your map has automatically been saved. So as you're doing these things, your map keeps getting saved. So Hazzah is actually 5 apps in one, and we'll go over more of these different features in future videos. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting Hazzah.